MSNBC. Yes, the MSNBC, owned by General Electric. General Electric, there's nothing to see here, people, with General Electric. Absolutely nothing to see here. And every night at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, whenever he's on, it's just, they take those battery cables from one of those junker cars and they bring evil to life. And Keith Olbermann takes the stage. NBC, MSNBC, the company GE that is so good at business decisions that they pay Keith Olbermann, how much? $8 million a year to lose to Bill O'Reilly by 200% every night. That's money well invested there. MSNBC reports that global warming impact for cash for clunkers amounts to, are you ready for this, environmentalists, you're going to cheer, all of the money that we're spending amounts to 1 hour of admissions for this country per year. 1 hour. That means a savings of 0.01% every year we do this. That's fantastic. At that pace, we could achieve the Democrats' overall goals of reducing emissions for the low price of over $7 trillion. How do we say no?
The way they're going to pose the arguments for health care reform is to attack the opponents and call them thugs who are out on the payroll of insurance companies or somebody, lobbyists, and are thuggishly objecting in these public meetings that Democrats are having around the country about health care, publicly objecting to what's wrong with the Obama health care plan, and they are now being described as right-wing thugs out to disrupt public meetings, proffering manufactured anger.
The more time you spend looking into this seemingly organic outrage at these town hall meetings, the more clear it is that this isn't organic at all. This is orchestrated outrage. There is a script for this stuff. You need to rock the boat early in the representative's presentation. Watch for an opportunity to yell out and challenge the representative's statements early. If he blames Bush for something or offers other excuses, call him on it, yell back, and have someone else follow up with a shout out. The goal is to rattle him.
Well, why not?
I didn't get that in my mailbox. Did you, John? I didn't get the talking point.
But why not? Why not? These guys are coming out here trying to shove this down your throat. It's not good for you. Polls show 3/4 of America does not want this, and they're going to jam it through anyway. Why not speak up? I just don't get it.
It's almost like the old Cold War arms race days, but this is a tactic that's sort of almost mob intimidation at these meetings. Never know where they're going to pop up, when they're going to pop up.
Right, like they weren't at any meeting Bush would have held. You want to hear the thuggishness? Here's the thuggishness.
I warn you all. You were not elected to create a Democratic majority. You were elected to restore this country. You were not elected to serve the corporations and the trusts who the government has enabled for these last 8 years. You were elected to serve the people. And if you fail to pass or support this legislation, the full wrath of the progressive and the moderate movements in this country will come down on your heads.
This is
throw organic lettuce at you.
This is very sweet and uplifting, wouldn't you say?
Explain yourselves not to me, but to them. They elected you. And in the blink of an eye, they will replace you. If you will behave as if you are Republicans, as if you are the prostitutes of our system, you will be judged as such. And you will lose not merely our respect, you will lose your jobs.
Once again, firing people who don't work for him. Once again, who's the thug?
Every poll, every analysis, every vote, every region of this country supports health care reform
and
the essential great leveling agent of a government-funded alternative to the unchecked duopoly of profiteering private insurance corporations. Cross us all at your peril.
Cross us at
really
your
afraid of
peril.
you, fat boy.
I warn you all.
Boy, he never says stuff like that on the street. Only in
No.
the safety of his studio. Who are the thugs?
I warn you all.
John in Fort Pierce, Florida.
You make me laugh. You really think President Obama wants old people to die? Come on, John.
Well, how do you explain his answer to that lady?
I'd love to hear the whole context of what he said there.
People die with rationing.
That's
next thing I know, you're going to bust down into a Pledge of the
well,
Allegiance.
excuse me. Would you, John? Did you hear what Angry Rich said, which is absolutely true?
Look at the cancer rates in Europe.
People die with rationing. We have a much higher survival rate in cancer in this country than either in Britain or Canada, where care is rationed.
Next talking point.
Well, let me tell you why I called.
Well, will you just let that one go by? I win that point?
Was there a question in there, John?
Yeah, I guess I just win that point. I mark it up on my side of the scorecard, and you're retiring from the field on that point.
Nobody on my side is going to win with you, John, because you just shout over them. You don't even.
I'm not shouting. I'm speaking calmly, but you're stumped. You can't even answer the simplest thing. I talked to you about rationing. You said I accuse Obama of trying to kill old people. Well, rationing does kill old people, and by the way, I'm considered old now, so I'm taking this personally. And the facts are, in Britain and in Canada, the cancer survival rate is much lower.
Well, I guess you stumped me, but can I move on to why I called, John?
Okay, let's see if I can stump you again.
Instead of letting these busloads of thugs that are being bussed in from outside the district from where the town hall meetings are being held.
Who's doing it?
Oh, I'm sure it's...
What's the name of the group, John?
Well, if it weren't Acorn, I'm sure that there's...
What's the name of the group, John?
Hey, Angry Rich.
What's the name of the group? Who's bussing the people in?
You tell me that's not happening.
It's not happening.
People are not. Excuse me, John. People are not allowed to get together and get on a bus and go protest something they don't like. Listen. If that's the case, you Democrats are out of business. That's a Democrat tactic that goes back years.
John, why don't they just screen these people like every Republican-held town hall meeting?
Well, I guess they're going to start, aren't they?
Well, they should, because at least we let the people...
You objected to Bush screening his meetings, but you want the Democrats to screen theirs.
Well, because we want... Let's have a meeting that's being held with some
John,
class.
You're being stumped again.
No, I'm not.
It was bad under Bush, but we want the Democrats to do it. Okay.
They're letting people in with dissenting voices.
How dare they?
Oh!
Cannot believe it.
Dissenting voices. Well, let's stomp that out.
I warn you all.
Don't you dissent.
Silence is not golden.
Shut up! Will you shut up? Help! Help! I'm being repressed!
You're listening to John Gibson.